study's going on. The only question I've got, so how come we never see a library board? Library budget, where's our budget? And we can start setting to it, are we going through this line?
My what? Your food. White jacket back to.
I don't know.
All dressed I got.
Everybody should do.
Keep this.
Oh, yeah, I have some Birria queso on my skirt right now.
Yeah.
Two spots. Every time I wear it, I get something orange on it. It's brainwashed.
Where did he go?
Turn his car alarm.
If you watch.
Car was 5 feet out the door there then. Okay, well,
Yeah.
call this meeting pledge since Dave came back. With the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice.
Good evening, everyone. It's 6:03. This is the August 14th public hearing for the 2026 Stark County budget. We're gonna have a public hearing, so need a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
Have a motion by Dave,
Second it.
seconded by Cassie. Okay, the public hearing is open. The budget has been published in Gateway as required, so we're not gonna read line by line because we'd be here for 300 days. So it's open for discussions. Public have any comments?
Yeah. Okay, so we've had this discussion about elected official pay, and how we were gonna do this across the board. As of right now. There's $64,884 for Michaeline's pay.
That's putting me back.
Yeah,
That-
but if you remember the last council meeting, we tabled that decision.
Okay,
We did not vote in favor of any of that.
okay,
So that's a moot point.
great. So are we gonna have the discussion about elected official pay?
What's a public hearing?
We're gonna first deputy pay, clerk pay, administrator pay.
I'll tell you right now, we are probably, this is my thought. I don't really want to make any decisions on this until we have a full board. I don't know what, because we have till September 15th. I don't know what, if anybody wants some change they want to make, we can go through them. It's fine. I mean, Dave,
We approved this total amount is what you're saying, right? And
well, it doesn't
we have to
matter.
fine tune it, we can fine
Yeah,
tune.
because we still have to have the final adoption. And at that time. So we would we'd have next meeting. And we would actually have. Then our September meeting, you said September 15th, right?
That's the adoption.
September 15th will be the adoption date.
Yeah.
So
So just so everybody, so what are we talking about, like retooling, like putting all in one pool, even the coroner, and then just dividing it by that amount? Because we have
do
had
that.
some positions pay more because they're just different,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like.
Right, some
auditors-
positions have more responsibility than others, and if you look at the fact book, in every county, they're not all paid the same, they're paid different rates depending.
They are, but it's not
the
$10,000 different, like a $2,000 difference, a $3,000 difference, not
Yeah.
10 grand, not 12 grand
Well, that's what I was being paid last year.
no, the year before.
the year before.
Well, I think Cassandra had the book last time, do you happen to have that? with you?
I got it.
I got it.
Todd's got
And
it.
then I got
I got
cut
it.
down.
You got it, okay.
It's in my car.
So I'm not asking for that much of a raise, I'm just asking for it to be put back where it was last year.
Because we actually cut it the year before that. We cut it in 24 for 25.
We've
The Rachel's here.
debated, over the years, we've debated this many times about the auditor's pay being so much higher, but I mean, in fairness, whoever the auditor is. The auditor sort of is the mother of the county. The auditor is the kind of the one that helps other officials. Lead officials keep their departments in line and help, you know what I mean? Regardless of who it is,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
yeah, I agree. But $10,000 is,
I was saying,
And there's she has 3 people in her office.
Yes, and I used to have 4 people, and so
I
now,
have 1. The recorder has 1. Gwen has 1. I'm sorry, but I mean.
and for,
That's 2.
and
I was gonna say, I don't think the surveyor ever gave any up.
They did when I was there, they took the one away.
Right, you didn't have anybody, right?
Anyway, and the only thing is too, the stipend, it says per the IC code, well, that IC code just says may, it doesn't say.
Yeah, I know. I said you could mark that out.
It doesn't say child. So
Okay.
that's a mute point. Okay, Gwen?
So, I guess my question is. First, I'm gonna bring up the planning commission real quick, and then I'll bring it into the audit. First of all, you guys have talked about, making 3 full-times. In the planning commission, but getting a pay raise for 2 of the full-time people.
The planning commission has talked about having 3 people.
Right, they have.
We've always talked about getting rid of 1 full-time.
Behind that was because of extra work responsibilities being placed on those people. So, Mike, maybe I'm overstepping here, but Michaeline used to have 4 people in her office. And she only has 3 now, so if we're basing, possible pay raises on that type of thing, I guess I would like to know then why aren't the 3 ladies that are left in there able to split up the pay from the person they're not gonna replace?
Yeah, because they had to take on the extra workload.
Yeah,
That's a
they
good
had to
point.
take on the extra workload and stuff, too. So I'm just something.
But everybody's working 7 hours a day and getting all the work done,
Well,
right?
everyone comes into work waiting for them each day, they're, you know what I mean, it's consistent.
Well, I mean, we can take all this, we need to talk about it.
I mean, if you feel more comfortable with having the full
I
board
mean,
here.
I do, Dave.
As the president, I think.
I do.
For you
I
to,
do, because these are there's some pretty big decisions. And, I mean, I thought Bill was gonna be here, but. He
well, it
called me,
helps, cause he's been the surveyor before.
because he called me the
Surveyor
last minute,
before,
and
you know,
said he wasn't gonna be here. He just texted me a few minutes ago. And while we're on that, just some follow for the plan commission. Plan commission's not gonna like this, but I'm gonna say it anyways.
Say.
So the whole reason that they hired the 1 person that left was because there was gonna be all this load work of all these peer inspections and all that. And that never happened.
It's true.
That never happened. So I don't know how the plan commission, they're gonna have to justify why they need another full-time person. I mean, now they're getting by, and I know they're not doing as much as they should, but they're getting by with 1 full-time and 2 part-time.
I'm
Right
gonna
now.
count, I'm
One
gonna count,
full-time, 1 part,
I'm gonna
Well,
count.
is all we have right
For
now.
Gene, I'm considering
Well,
Gene part-time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
But Howard, yeah.
is Jane working for free?
no.
No.
Yeah.
But
I was just wondering, because no, that's 3 people, I just.
but we are very blessed to have Gene.
Yes,
I'm on the planning commission and I want the public to understand, and I think these 2 ladies will agree with me. Speak up if you don't, please. The planning commission right now is under a major reconstruction. I think it's doing well. I think the reconstruction is going well. We're in the process of rewriting a sound, strict, solid solar ordinance. That will be completed by February, right? Gene Pugh is working diligently and doing a great job for us. And stepped in there and bailed the planning commission out. Bailed us out and doing a great job. But he wants to leave.
I don't blame him.
So we have put out that this job is open. And I think the ladies will also agree with me that our applicants aren't the best applicants in the world. We would love to get somebody much more experienced, that could step right in and take the bull by the horn. Right now, we are not finding that. Now, I'm not suggesting that we do anything different, but I'm giving you an insight on the planning commission. Right now, we're going to re-interview a couple people. We're going to re-interview 1 person, I think, and interview another one for the job. But our concern is hiring somebody that's not capable of doing the job. That we're gonna be disappointed we hire him, because our applicant force out there, the people that we're interviewing. We're not sure that they can handle the job. And it will be a while. Gene agrees that it'll kind of be on the job training, that he'll agree to work with when we hire somebody, he'll work with them a few weeks to kind of lead them into the job. So right now with the help, Robbie's stepping up and doing a great job. That's my opinion. But right now we are basically reforming and reconstituting and rejuvenating the planning commission. And it's going to take a little bit of time. We don't think a whole gob of time, but it's gonna take some time to get that, and we're moving in the right direction.
I'll add this, and I know exactly what you're saying, when they added the full-time position, what it was for. Our thought process was. When we lost somebody up there, it hurt, and it hurt bad. I mean, it shut down that department. So when we started to look at the staffing up there, the thought process was having 2 full-timers, no part-timers. You always have somebody that can do the entire job up there. When the other one's out, or if we ever got in a pinch. So we're cutting it from 4 people to 3. And so that was just our thought process.
So
We had,
you said the key word in there. If,
that's
I
our
mean-
first step, we did 0. Yep. I mean,
I mean,
but we don't have elected officials
Right,
in our department, so you can't compare the planning department to any of the other, you just can't. You're comparing apples to oranges. If we had an elected official sitting in that chair, that would be different, but we don't have that luxury. We have a board
some states do.
and
They do.
some do, absolutely.
And there's also a full board that
Yeah.
makes up for that elected, you know what I
Right.
mean?
And I think where our challenge comes in is that, again, the people that are in that office, the supervision. They report to the board. Or to the building commissioner. We're having a hard time finding the right person for that. So it's a very different animal. And again, I mean, if you guys want us to stick with 2 part-time, 1 full, and 1 full-time. And keep in mind too, we're getting rid of the code enforcement. So if we went back to what it would be 1 full-time, 2 part-time, plus the building commissioner.
Right.
So 4 people.
Right.
So
But-
I mean.
but I
we
mean,
can do
to-
that.
Two
But-
part-time are way cheaper than 1 full-time.
Mhm.
I mean, if we're just talking about money, okay?
Right.
If we're just talking about money. Probably half, I'm gonna guess.
And I understand how that works, the benefits, I understand all of that. I mean, the reality is our hope was that we could get down to the 3, have good solid people that can do the job. It's a lot harder to find part-time work than it is full-time employees. So finding the right people is where the challenge comes in.
I
Even
mean,
right now, I will tell you that, our new administrator is doing an amazing job. And I was up there the other day to drop something off and the phone's ringing, there's people there. The only other person in that office right now is our code enforcement and she's out doing code enforcement. And, and that phone rings nonstop all day.
See, you see what Flagstaff County's doing?
what?
They're combining the planning commission director with Nate Oranger's job.
Oh, the, whatever his job is.
Economic.
Economic,
Yeah.
yeah, they're combining those.
Economic
Oh.
development and planning, that seems weird.
So that was
That
interesting.
seems like something that
Sounds
Taylor would like.
Yeah, but Nate's involved, he's involved in so much other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
I just thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And
You know,
again, in the end, it's whatever the
I mean-
budget is approved.
the only thing I'll say about it, I'm gonna say this now. I've known you, Roberta, for a couple of years, okay? And I know how you are, okay? I know how you fight against stuff if you need to, if you don't think it's right. And I mean, I don't know. If you think it's right, it almost makes me want to think that it is right. I mean, just because.
You can't just do.
Just because you care about the office, I get that, but it's hard from our point, I feel, because when we hired that person full-time,
I couldn't agree more.
we did it only because there was all this speculation how we were sold a bill of goods about what was gonna happen, and it never happened.
And I couldn't agree more. I mean, I agree with you.
So in turn,
I know Glenn would agree with
I
you,
mean,
that when they moved to being in a full time.
oh, yeah.
What was supposed to happen?
it never happened.
So our thought process.
But we're
again-
going from 4 to 3.
But our thought process again was to take code enforcement, wrap it into a second planning commission person, so basic, or ideally. If we could get the right building inspector, that's who should be doing code enforcement. So,
Well, it seems like somebody that's working up there ought to be in charge of that office.
I would, and that.
Well, what we determined is, Todd, when we do hire the building inspector, they are going to be in charge of the office.
Somebody has to be, you can't rely on having.
Well,
Well,
we understand that, and that is our goal, is to make the building inspector the supervisor.
I'm just gonna
and
tell you
the
too.
Personnel, but that job pays $48,000 a year. And I'm not suggesting we raise that, that's not my point, but we are not getting proper applicants that can step in and maintain that office for $48,000 a year. Not saying we raise it, but that is I think is our problem.
If we get one or the other. I'll be honest.
Do you agree,
Get
Glenn?
people that-
It's,
Well, I feel like that almost across the board here, I mean, not just one office. I'm
Right,
not trying to be rude, I love it here, I've been here 18 years, I'm not gonna complain about the pay. But in order to get good applicants anywhere, the whole pay scale needs raised up across the board. So that's the reality,
right.
so.
to answer your question, Todd, you were concerned about everybody being a chief and no Indians. Our goal is, and correct me if I'm wrong, ladies, when we get a building inspector in there and he is the hired building inspector, he will become the supervisor of that office.
it has to be because
Really has to
none of us have authority as one person for anything.
No, yeah, because right now, if you got just one board member going in there and even running the office, that's
You can't do
not,
that.
You really can't
that's
do
not
that.
representing
No,
the
That's not right.
taxpayers.
That's not the way it should be.
And our struggle has been with the candidate pool, is we either find people that have the supervisory skills, office skills.
Or they have the other.
Or they have the other, but finding somebody that can do both. So now what we've got to look for is somebody who we think has the will and ability to learn one or the other of those skills quickly. And it's just not as easy.
I would think being the office administrator or the director or the boss, if you want to say, would be easier than trying to teach somebody to be a building inspector.
You would think, yes.
I mean, I don't know.
And
Well,
that's kind of.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just,
There's gonna be a combination of the code enforcer and the building inspector. Maybe there's an opportunity, because I mean, the other thing is. In fairness, let's say, I'm just gonna pick a number. Let's say if we went from 48 to 68. We wanted to attract somebody at that caliber, but then I think you would wanna like make sure they had certain qualifications, like maybe some kind of an engineering background, you know what I mean?
you know,
I agree.
It wouldn't be fair just to hire somebody then. Not that we don't have, like, couldn't probably find some really great carpenters. But I don't know, a carpenter has 40 years of experience and maybe built bridges and factories and,
Well, and
you know, I don't know. Like, I don't know how you make that criteria, but you would want them to have more qualifications if you're gonna pay them.
You can still be.
absolutely, and that's why I think I think it was Todd brought it up and I mentioned it too. I think that it'd be really nice if we had pay scales instead of flat ordinances, because again,
oh, I agree.
depending on who you're hiring, just because I hire somebody, they may not be worth what the ordinance pays.
I agree with
And,
that.
Do you remember this though, Todd? Like, and.
yeah, it sounds like you guys tried
Howard,
it, it didn't go so.
We talked about this years ago when this came up and then we got Bose and then we just left it.
Yeah.
But we took a lot of applicants and we got applicants that were interested, if we would make it up, because they were retired,
Right.
but they were retired building engineers and things like that.
Yeah.
They were okay with the pay. But they didn't want to be listed as full-time because then it messed up their
They're so
income.
screwed, they're-
I'm just throwing it, I'm not on your board, so I'm not
No,
trying to like throw something
Well,
out
that's just,
there.
that's just.
I'm just saying,
And
you
good
might be able to find somebody that's in their 60s, that's retired. That is willing to take 48,000 a year, but they only want to be on paper working 30, 30 hours a week or whatever.
Right.
I'm just saying, maybe it's
Like
something
I
that
said,
your board
in
can
the end,
consider.
That was our goal. We felt like, in the end, we felt like we were cutting the budget. In all fairness, we don't have, the board has no visibility to the cost of our insurance.
Right.
And if that's something that each of the departments should be looking at, in my opinion, that should be somehow tied to our budget so that we can see it. Because otherwise, we're working with what we have, in all fairness.
Well, I think that may just be, Michael Lee would know better than anybody, that might just be a strictly an accounting thing. Trying to put perf and all that stuff in every budget. I mean, I don't know. Would that be a nightmare? Do you think it would be?
That's all, it's in the commissioner's budget for each fund.
With the exception for the park boards, not.
No,
Because of
fund has their own.
Yeah.
Each individual fund has its own, but county general does all
All
of,
the buildings, everybody here. So. I think that's a good idea, so everybody knows, but I don't know if it would be,
Might be worthwhile to put together a work study
And
for
to see.
next year for fiscal 27. Before you make any upheavals and dramatic changes, so it can be planned out better. It's probably, we're in the last hour now
I don't know.
of time to be able to do,
At
things
least
like
give
that.
us the tools that we need, like, help us understand, make sure that, if an average employee's benefits come to this, that each department head or elected official understand. How much money again, I have no idea that we're actually spending more money on paper. When we did it, we were coming out $12,000 less than last year's budget.
Yeah, and to something Roberta said, we had a conversation about this, about the pay ranges. I mean, just for instance, let's say the starting salary for a clerk is 40,000, whatever. Make the pay range maybe from 35 to 40,000. Or maybe make it higher. For everybody else too, and then leave it up to every department head or elected official, department head, to actually physically do an evaluation of that person. And we would not,
Supposedly, that's what we have.
well, it's not
Yeah.
happening, it's not happening.
We don't have-
What ended up happening was everybody just went to the top after
Yeah.
90 days.
So they go ahead.
This doesn't have pay ranges for the clerks and the deputies like.
Not right now.
You can, I'm saying that's what we should do.
I thought you said it was like that.
And then, no, it should be. And then, so if we make the range 30 to 40, well, we'll only let them have 30,000 to start with. And then there's gonna be no pay raises until
Until they're approved.
everybody sees that, hey, this person is really extraordinary.
Performing in their
They're
daily-
going out of the way. Then they should get a pay raise maybe after 90 days or whatever the case may be. And that makes it fairer for everybody, and it gives maybe that person that knows, hey, I'm coming here at 30,000, but man, if I'm really good, I might get, a $3,000 raise in 90 days.
Gives incentive.
I mean, I don't know, that's just, I know we can't do it this year, there's no way. I mean, that's something we would have to start working on, like, the first of next year.
Yeah, and we also haven't even scratched the surface of SB1. I happened to talk to Andy Mauser, and he's like, he said that he's been helping they've been helping a lot of other counties, and they're excited if we do, they heard that we mentioned at the last meeting about possibly having them help us. We probably need that more than anything to see what the
Yeah.
impact of that is. Because we still gotta decide, are we gonna shift and we're gonna put lit tax in and wheel tax, or are we gonna cut our budget?
Well, I'm not
Those
voting
are
for
the
any
two
tax,
choices.
I'm not voting, I am going the record.
Or stencil or money.
Ever since I've been here, I am not voting for any tax increase for anything.
I'm not either.
So I'm just saying,
Not gonna-
you might wanna be cautious about increasing too many things. Till
Well, if they
get
cut
out of
it,
this.
I mean, I think we've made the statement, if we do have to cut it, I mean, it's gonna have to be. Gonna probably have to be raises. May have to be. Some take-home vehicles, I don't know, we have to look at where all the big costs are.
It's
And nail 'em.
And that would be, if the state comes in and mandates that we have to cut this budget,
Which they probably will.
which they probably will, then we'll probably, in all fairness to the elected officials
Let them make the
and
decision
the
first.
supervisors, it should be up to them, I mean, if the state comes in here and says, this has got to be cut 4%. We could probably sit down and do it, but we probably wouldn't be able to do it in the fairest way, because we don't know where, if we tell these ladies and these gentlemen, where they have to cut their.
But everybody's gonna defend their fiefdom. That's the job of the council, is to take that budget. If they say 4%, the council takes it and cuts it 4%. That's just how it works.
Yeah.
Well, but I think we ought to give the office holders in fairness the opportunity. If we come and say, well, we've got to cut your budget 4%. Do you want to do it or do you want us to do it?
Well, that's.
I think in fairness, we ought to give them the
So-
first
So
opportunity.
in fairness, you have to think about that, let's say it is 4%. Well,
I'm just using that number.
you would almost. I don't know if you could, you really couldn't do. I guess you could do 4% by every department, if it came out to that,
Done it
I
before.
guess it'd still work out.
potentially,
But-
because some departments have a larger chunk of the budget.
Yeah, see,
so-
that's where you get into,
Yeah,
it's like an inverse square rule deal.
That's what I'm saying, that's what council usually does it, but we've done it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's not
Yeah,
approved.
yeah, the Wayne County Sword budget,
yeah, you got the
you know,
planning department. by
$4,000,
That's a huge number, we don't.
then you know, the
Right.
judge's budget is.
It's a though, 4% of
Should be- should be
70,000,
relative.
4% of 2 million is,
It's
it's relative.
relative.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a lot more for some because they have a bigger budget.
Yeah.
I mean, plain and simple.
As far as this goes, though, last time we talked about flying it, right? And we're gonna wait and see if they say to cut.
Question about this. When I turned in my budget, you did not put the right numbers down in here that I asked for. So I even went in front of the commissioners and asked them.
Right, and then when the council said just put 3%, that's what I did, was just put 3%. So it'll be up to them if they want to raise it or not raise it.
What was that talk about? About the,
So I asked for the elected official and the first deputy pay and the treasurer's office to be raised. To be comparable to the clerk, not what they make, but comparable to what the clerk and the auditor make. Lower money than what they make, but more in the treasurer's office. And then first deputy, I asked for a raise too, which would have been 80% of what I asked for me. Cause I heard that at a meeting too, like, and your first deputy should make 80% of what the elected official makes.
so right now, you're making the exact same as the recorder.
Yes. Correct.
If you're making anything close to the auditor or the clerk.
Well, the
clerks,
the auditors pay what you see in there is not what is necessarily gonna be. Okay, that's 64,000, that's a number that we did not, we voted to table all that, it still got put in regardless.
Well, because you said to table it.
Yeah.
That didn't mean take it out.
Well, if you table, we didn't vote to approve it, so that means take it out. Plain and simple, I mean, we didn't approve it, so.
No, it wasn't approved, but you haven't approved the budget yet either.
Right, yeah, so we got still time to change all that.
so the clerks though is 52,839 plus what?
Plus she gets paid for election board and she
I
gets
took
paid
clerk.
for a stipend. The clerk, you're talking about her clerk?
No, it's not,
Well, I'm just comparing it, you know, like 52,
you're gonna look at that book.
no,
It's
helpful.
52,825, 52,839, it's almost the exact same amount. I mean,
Same thing.
the clerk's office has the
Yeah.
extra pay for the extra stuff, so that's their duties.
Cost down, so mine was 51, the auditor was 56.4, the clerk is 54,286, assessor 54,286, and that's not even a state complicated office. And then the recorder's 51,760, so the surveyor, I don't
The
know. how that
recorder's
works.
40
It's the same
something.
thing, I don't know how that works. Okay, and then our first deputy, the first chief deputy auditor is 44,000. Mine 40, the clerk's is 41. The assessor does not have a first deputy, they don't have to. And then the recorder 40,000, so none of them are even. I took that out of the back book.
Yeah.
From this year.
Can you repeat what you were saying about the extras or something?
Yeah, I mean, the elected official for the clerk for next year, the budgeted, the ask is 52,389 or 839. And the others are 52, the other two are 52,835. Like, We're not the ones that are doing the add-ons, the clerk's add-ons are statutory, so like, I'm not gonna, I will not commit to saying that that's part of her salary. Where the state says we have to do that, that would be just like, then I'm gonna start saying that we're gonna get into, try to fight what we pay the,
Her stipend on the clerk is not statutory. It's a maybe, just like the auditor stipend.
I think it's shall.
No, I looked it up. It's not.
I knew what the code
Which
number
one
was.
is that on page 14?
Is it on page 14, Dave?
Because she had to come before you and ask for you to approve it.
Is on page, the
Last
clerk's is on page 1.
Well, her salary, but where's the election board?
The election board's on 14.
Oh, sorry.
election board's 14.
Yeah, so where is the stipend at? I didn't see it on here. Is that an election board?
I don't know where she, maybe,
7,500.
No, that's,
no, she didn't put it in here this time, but she didn't put it in last time either. She came before you guys and asked for it.
well, if she didn't put it in there, we can forget about that stipend.
Yeah, she didn't put it in there this time.
The highway garage administrator bookkeeper makes $47,500 a year.
30 hours a week and not 37 for one thing, to start with. And once again, it's back to like the plan commission, I mean. The bookkeeper's got a lot of responsibility out there.
Well, her clerk deputy when I'm not there.
I understand that.
Dave, the other thing that the clerk gets is from the election board. She gets paid for election board meetings.
Right.
Mhm.
The other election board members also get paid though too, right?
Mhm.
I mean, that's another thing too. Like, I don't wanna make boards that you get paid salary either. That's really not right to do that.
See, personally, me, if a person is working during the day and they go to a meeting that has a per diem, they should have to choose one or the other. You can't get both.
Well, I think though the election board meets outside of the,
No, they meet.
No, they meet right
during
here
the day.
today, because my husband's on the election
They
board.
meet,
They meet right
9,
up
10
there.
o'clock.
I found some that were outside. I mean,
And-
I haven't been on.
I mean, there's other people that are on boards getting per diem and they're getting their regular pay and it's during the day. And that's not right. You should have to choose one or the other. Do you wanna take that $100 for peanut bowl or whatever it is and sitting there for an hour? Then you should take an hour off your regular job. You shouldn't get paid for both. Cause that's double dipping
We
and
need
that's
to
not
put a
right.
lot of thought in these, because some of these positions are going up for election next year.
But these positions aren't, I'm not talking elected.
No,
positions.
I'm just saying though, but the ones that are though, we need to think about those too. That way it's established by the time election time starts,
Well, we have to change it. We can't change it next year,
right?
you know?
Just in defense of the one person on the PWO board, I think I'm safe to say, because I heard the lady talking about it, she does take off.
She does.
EMA person, she doesn't double dip in that.
No,
That's not what she told me
Okay, well, I don't know,
directly, because I asked.
that's just what
I guess the person has to do payroll. They would know.
Yeah.
yeah, that's,
There's a Peter Bowl meeting coming up here real soon.
Maybe it's tax sale.
Yeah, same day as tax sale.
Yeah, that's right. Which is what day is that?
September 18th.
Because I'm gonna come buy something. Monterey Estates, 5,000 lots,
There's a lot of
$20.
Um,
Can I ask one question? I know you said that you weren't gonna go through the number. What is our total budget?
For the planning commission,
No, the
So,
whole, for
it's on one of these pages someplace, sir.
for the whole county,
yeah,
not just county general?
just the whole, what is the entire budget?
Well, you can probably leave out the highway's probably separate. 'Cause, well, that's not,
The tax, no tax money goes into the highway garage?
other than seed it for the bridges, but the rest of it's gas tax.
Okay,
The whole budget is $16,414,807.
do you know what it was last year? You know. I'm just curious.
It's on it was on the sheet we had last time. Do you have the ones from last week, Cassie? It was on that,
I do.
because it was up like,
By the way, Howard, this was yours from the last meeting.
oh, thank you. I thought it was in here. So. Let me ask you this. So that's 16 million. Do
That's
we,
for all those funds added
do,
together.
do we know? Do we know what that amount was without all the additional appropriations?
The 16 million is for next year, for 2020.
No, but I mean,
Oh,
do we know? See, last year's budget I thought was like. I don't know, it was like 12
minus the highway.
minus the highway. So. The budget for last year, that was not with all the additional appropriations that were added on. So what I'm saying, the budget for this year.
What's the percentage of what we have
Yeah,
there spending this
If
year?
it's 12 million,
Yeah,
with all the appropriations we made, it might be 15,
more, for sure.
you know, is what I'm saying. So-
16 million what?
So that's what I'm trying to get at.
I think
Like,
there's, you know, you have
just knowing that this year's budget is 16 million.
You weren't here back when I had yours too.
Right.
and so what you're saying is when we're hearing appropriations, I wanna make sure I understand.
but this does include the
When
highway.
people are coming in front of you for appropriations,
It's the first
sometimes
column on
that's
the
going
next page.
above their budget, but sometimes those appropriations are just moving money.
Well, that's a transfer then.
No, that's a transfer.
That's a transfer.
So
Well-
do we know how many, I mean, I would like to know, I would be curious as a citizen, what
What the amount is.
we are when we do our budgets, like. And then
It's right here.
how much we actually spend, exactly.
I mean, I'm gonna guess it's.
Normally, like this looks like a report out of Gateway. We used to run one on that had the budget status.
This should
And it had-
allow.
at what each, we have.
tell us if we're doing a good job or a bad job. when we're looking at
Did
budgets.
this come out of Lau or Gateway after the conversation with Lau?
That's loud.
Okay, what was the one that used to, it wasn't this thick and it didn't have this many columns?
No, it was,
And it was a budget status, like, this is what you asked for on your budget, this is what you spent.
That's what I want.
We have a report like that we can run, we
Yeah.
would always do that in the
Yeah.
budget workshop, to be able to know if, because you can look and see. Golly, you're not even spent, it's
yeah.
halfway through the year, you haven't even spent half of your budget.
So why do you need that?
So we do have that capability. Now, the thing is, though, is it's not as far out as what you think. It's because what you were talking about, the appropriations. There are some funds that collect,
This is
like, for example, like the CBC. They collect 48,000 a year, but they have to appropriate that, so they ask for an
There
appropriation.
was another.
There are home rule funds, there are many funds. That are like that, where they ask,
Increase the
well,
budget.
exactly, there are many funds.
And
like
that's
that.
what I'd be curious of, is how much did our budget increase?
So
Truly
So,
increase.
so here's the thing, so the question that you're asking is, so the state tracks that.
Right.
So, and what happens is that when we go to budget time this year, if we were an inordinate amount over, that gets subtracted from our 2026 budget.
Okay,
So
That's-
we don't have the freedom, that's why we say we
Right.
don't wanna do additional appropriations. Because that, we are reduced by that amount next year because we're already at the maximum amount of the levy.
Yep.
If we had a lot of room in the levy, that might be a different story.
We don't.
But we're at the max levy, and so what would happen is, they would, and they may do that to the fact, if it is 2 million. Then they might look at it and they might say, okay, we're also reducing your 2026 budget by this amount too, because you exceeded your budget,
Yeah, when I have to fill out a form for the state that goes on Gateway,
right?
and I have to put. How much the original budget was, how much has been spent, how much they're asking for, if there was
What's
anything to be
reported?
reduced, it's a whole big form. And
Well, but,
that's all on
it's-
Gateway, if
yeah.
you'll see all those.
but to your point,
It's still.
technically, we're never allowed to go over the budget. We end up paying for it on the other end, because that's the whole, otherwise, why would you make a budget? If you
Exactly,
could just go over and you could have additional appropriations, that's not how it works.
Right.
right.
Sorry.
No, you're
Question from Tom.
Oh, go ahead.
Is that report you're looking for, the combined ledger by location? 'Cause that's, we do that. We run
There is, that's one place, you can find a couple places, that's one of them, yes, yeah.
So I know my office and the recorder's office, we each keep our own ledgers of our own budgets, and I compare it to the funds ledger in Lao. And make sure it's right.
Technically, every department is supposed to do that at the end of every month,
So,
Yeah.
technically,
recorder's office is-
yes.
I don't know
And
if
we're
it's-
supposed to have a report every month.
You guys do it,
We look at it.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, we know you do.
Appropriation thing. So, I don't know, I'm not picking on anybody but the sheriff department. You give them extra money. So does that come out of our next year's budget?
So some of the appropriations, we did it out of seated in different places, like
Okay.
Todd was saying, so they're not,
Cover it.
they're not things that were, it's
Well-
not the same way that they look at the budget.
Right.
Will we be scrutinized for some of those? Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, but overall, they're not direct county general.
It's not out of hand,
It's not, yeah, Right.
but if it did get out of hand, we would pay for it next year.
yeah,
Okay. I was just curious, thank you.
No, it was a good question.
yeah.
Right along now.
So,
We've got another question, Tom.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
quick
well,
comment.
just another question, it's more of a process question. Since this is a public hearing, and it sounds like you guys might not approve the budget tonight. Does that mean there'll be another public hearing in September before that?
No, this is,
We will approve this amount tonight.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah, and now we can still make changes within the lines, but we will approve this amount and let the public know. It's gonna be 16,441,67 or whatever we said it was. We will approve that amount tonight. Or disprove it.
yeah,
My understanding of it is that you guys couldn't, so now you guys can go in and make tweaks to it, but you can't increase it without another.
Absolutely not.
So you can decrease it, but they can't increase it.
yeah.
Tonight, the public's gonna know what.
and then the adoption hearing. The adoption hearing is September 15th. So this isn't in stone until September 15th.
But it will not change after the 15th, well, without moving things around,
Right.
right? That's why we do additionals, but. I'll just say, when I first started, we used to have so many additionals every night when I worked with Mark Smith. It got way better, because what we told people was, we're not gonna, it was different now, but I mean, what we would say is, this is what you're allowed to increase your budget by. But please move it around in there so you don't have to come to us for additionals, and it worked, and it
Yeah.
worked pretty well.
Yeah, because you can transfer in your own in series number without anything.
Yeah, Right, but if you're having to move things out of postage all the time, you've got 2 million in postage.
There's a
You're
reason
not
why.
using it, move it somewhere else,
Yeah.
you know, and where cut it. What we used to do.
Yeah. All right. Do we have any other public comment? So. I don't know how we want to work the airport into all this.
We'll have to go through, the
Yeah.
other ones, we got North Judson too, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So is it,
They're part of, they're advertised as public hearing also.
Yeah,
oh, they are, as a
Yeah.
separate, as part of this public hearing or a separate public hearing?
No, it's part of this one.
Okay.
According to Gateway.
Okay,
yeah, you can open it separate, but we didn't open it as a
Well, we don't
separate
need to.
public hearing, right?
all right. So you're with the airport, I know.
Yes, yeah.
Is there anybody here from the school? It's not, is there?
Oh, he told me he was gonna be
That's
here.
what I thought too. I don't know why we even go through the list.
Yeah, Kelly Shepherd told me he was gonna be here and this section was gonna be.
I don't know why we go through the whole school. There's nothing we do.
We got time here so I can talk or? Okay, I'm Lee Smith and I'm here to discuss the airport board, what's been going on in Stark County Airport in the last year. I'd like to start out by introducing who is on the board. We have Anthony Novak, who's the attorney. We have Tammy Bailey here, who's the treasurer. We have Pam Bahari, she stepped down in May 1st. She used to be the airport manager. Now it's Bill Ransom from over in North Judson. We also have Rodney Peters, who's the director of maintenance and grounds at the airport. For the actual appointed by the county commissioners, we have Jim Long, the president, right here. Lionel Smead is vice president. Carl Goodrich is secretary, and I'm the assistant secretary. Some of the things that have been going on out at the Stark County Airport, of course, it brings a wealth of income to the county. People fly in, go to the restaurants here, they go to Mark Bailey's, they go to rent B&Bs out of Bass Lake. We have quite a few jets, so we're passing pictures around. This is jets that have come in here in the last year to use our airport. And what's so special about our airport is that Plymouth and Winnemac, their runways are shorter, they don't have parallel taxiways. So these aircraft don't want to go to Plymouth or Winnemac, even though there might be customers from those towns. They actually drive here to Knox and get picked up and flown out because we have a much safer airport to operate on. I didn't know. We also have, they just informed me tonight that we have a doctor that flies in here on a regular basis to work at the hospital in his own personal helicopter. We have 36 airplanes based at the Stark County Airport. We have 6 businesses. We, of course, as the airport, sell fuel to both jet aircraft and piston aircraft. We also have Lutheran Air, which is part of Air Evac, medical helicopter that's based out there. And an interesting fact, they're flying about 500 hours a year. They've done about 425 pickups or gone to accidents, 425 accidents in the last year. And they've also purchased from the airport over 28,000 gallons of Jet A. We have Duggan Aerial Service, he's a crop duster out there. We also have American Air Corp, he was also a crop duster. They just finished getting their hangar up. That was in build last year. Right now we have, because of the season, about 5 crop dusters out there spraying right now, working out of the airport. We also have iFly Indiana, which is a powered parachute, that's just a sport. But he does rent 3 different buildings from the airport. And we have also Aerolife Aviation, who is an aircraft broker, excuse me. And they are selling airplanes. They actually have 3 facilities, one in Minneapolis, one in San Diego, and one here in Knox. And they have bought a jet charter company out of Indianapolis. And in the process, they're talking about moving that here to Stark County Airport. The Airport Authority was established in 1987. Something that's important, all of our projects that we've done out at the airport, we borrowed 0 money. If we can't pay cash, we don't do the project. We'll show, as you see, the budget is quite large, But the government has gone around through the years, they want basically every community to have an airport. And so the government pays 95% of the cost for the improvements that we do at the airport. The state pays 2.5, and then the airport authority pays 2.5. One of the projects that we're finishing actually this month, we have a AWAS going in out there. That's a weather reporting system that pilots listen to, so that when we come in to land at the airport, we know what the weather is as far as which direction is the wind, which way do we want to land, what the ceiling is, what the visibility is. If it's really bad, we have to shoot an approach to come in and land. So it's a very important system and very expensive. It's $270,000. But again, 95% of that's being paid by the federal government, and then the 2.5 by the state, 2.5 for us. So our actual expense and all of that money is about $6,500, $7,000. A few years ago, we lengthened the runway to 5,001 feet, which is a length that a lot of the corporate aircraft look for. And again, this is why these aircraft that you see in the pictures have been coming to Knox versus going to Winnemac or Plymouth. Some of the things that are going on out there right now, we are doing crack sealing. As you guys know, with the roads, you're always fighting the asphalt, trying to keep the cracks to a minimum and keep the making the asphalt last as long as possible. Also, we have a big fly-in event in July in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. And so a lot of people who come through the East Coast and down from Florida and all coming up to Oshkosh come through our airport. This happens through July 21st through the 27th this year. We had roughly over 200 airplanes land here at Stark County Airport in that week-long system, and we sold about 7,000 gallons of gas during that week. Some of the other improvements we're working on is putting up another new set of T hangars that will hold much larger aircraft. Aircraft T hangars we have now have a 40-foot door, and so that's basically a 4-passenger single engine airplane that could fit in that hangar. We're hoping to put up a unit will hold 8 aircraft with a 48-foot door, which will hold bigger twins and bigger turboprop aircraft. The CIP is a capital improvement plan. We have a 5-year plan. In that plan, of course, was the AWAS. We're also working on a taxiway to the grass runway that makes it much safer operation. Also enlarging the ramp, and also, like I just discussed, increasing another set of T hangars out there. The Stark County Airport, of course, is funded through a tax revenue that is a 0.0263, which was 2024. I did not unfortunately get what it was for 25, but I know from 23 to 24, it actually, the tax rate went down. The board meets the 3rd Wednesday of every month at 5 o'clock. It's open to the public. It's open to everybody here to come in to our meetings. That's what I have tonight, and we have members here. If you have any questions, we're here to answer.
So the only question I have, and I think you answered some of that, is what part of the airport revenue is coming from the county? Okay,
Which is the tax revenue.
yeah, which is the 2.5, basically, right? So with the fuel that you sell and the profit on that fuel, where does that money go? Does it
Goes
go
into the airport.
Does it go back into the airport budget to be used for
Improvement.
any
of the-
project or
Yes.
anything like that? Okay. Cause I know several people have said this to me, and I brought it up to the board one time, and I was met with like I was gonna be hung. I don't know what it is now, but the gas here at this airport has always been considerably cheaper than all the surrounding airports. And I don't know if that's still the case.
Still is the case.
Yeah.
It's the Walmart mentality.
Yeah.
We make it up on
I know.
volume.
I get that.
You
I
can
get
go back
that.
to when I first came here in 1990, they sold 10,000 gallons in 1 year because they were trying to make $1 profit.
Mhm.
If you make $1 profit and don't sell any gas, you
Right.
made nothing.
Right.
So,
And the fuel gets stale.
yeah,
Which
exactly.
is
It's huge, right?
So you have to sell 10,000 gallons at 10 cents,
Yeah, it's a huge problem on the
Yeah.
diesel, on the
That-
Gen A for sure.
and I understand that.
So we average make about 25 cents a gallon. And that is why this airport is on the charts for Indiana being one of the busiest airports, because people come here to buy their cheap
I'm
gas.
glad you explained that. I mean, my experience as a salesman in a different life was we never sold on volume. Never. You probably don't sell on volume.
Try to blend it a little bit.
Yeah.
Depends how big the volume is.
I can guarantee you, you raise the price to match
No, I
the
know.
higher prices around here, this airport will dry right
Yeah.
out.
Our
Yeah.
other income though is crop. We get a considerable amount of money off our crop income. So that's a good portion.
Well, see, I mean, that's something. I have never seen, I don't know if I've ever seen a monthly report from the airport. We should get them every
We
month.
have a month. Yeah.
get them every month.
The auditor gets one.
I send them
Did
to
you?
you.
Okay.
Yes.
I just
do.
looked at your budget right now.
Right
okay.
on to you guys.
That's fine, as long as you're following what you're supposed to be doing. I mean. This whole thing ever came to fruition was that. Even though you guys are your separate authority,
Mhm.
the county council still has the final say. Because
That's why
there's
we're
everybody
doing-
on this board that's elected. But
Right,
you guys didn't want to come for a couple of years until I raised hell and said, well, we're gonna set your budget at $1. And then last year you came,
Mhm.
and then you explained everything, and it was no big deal. I mean,
that's why we're here this
yeah,
year.
and that's all,
Yeah, I just want you guys to understand what we're doing.
that's all we're looking at, because when somebody asks some of us a question, I don't know, maybe somebody knows the answer to it. Hell, I don't know the answer. I mean, I do more so now than what I ever did.
Mhm.
And I think that's all we're looking for, to make sure that. Even though it is a small tax rate, it's still a tax rate
Yeah.
regardless.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's. And I think you guys, by coming last year, I mean, it was really simple. There was no fighting or arguing. It was just all we wanted to do was no.
Mhm.
And
No, we'll be here
and we
every year.
appreciate you coming.
You know, in the past years, we had Charlie Weaver come in
Yeah.
and explain it to you, and he has moved on. Unfortunately, we didn't have anybody replacing him, so we
No,
will be
you-
here every year.
You do a fine job. You do a fine
And I
job.
appreciate,
Yeah,
I was approached the other day, I was asked, well, what 6 businesses are at the airport? Well, I know tonight. And go back and say, well, here's the 6 businesses.
Mhm,
yeah, because that makes it, I think that makes it easier on everybody. I
for
mean,
sure. Well, everybody who's paying taxes, I mean, there's
Yeah.
people in this county that doesn't even know that the airport exists.
no, you're
Back when
right.
we had the fireworks out there, a lot of people in this county, that was the first time they'd ever been to the airport.
Yeah.
And it's, unfortunately, we have fences around it because of 9/11 and what have you, but everybody is welcome and the gates are open. You can walk right into the building.
It's a nice airport.
So-
It's
Yeah,
nicer
it
than
is. It
even
is
the bigger
nice.
counties around here, and it's a very important component for economic
Yeah.
development. We appreciate what you
Yeah,
guys.
especially
Appreciate if you're more than welcome to come to our meetings. I think it's important that some member does come out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tom,
Yeah, we are a sign-in book. As we get a lot of great sign.
Just out of curiosity, I'm assuming the meetings you have monthly or at the airport.
at the airport,
And do you get much participation from the public or?
zero.
yeah,
So maybe it's something we could, something we could put on the county calendar that, so the people can see it.
Fine, yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't think anybody's gonna come there raising all kinds of holy hell. You know, way off. I mean, it's just because somebody knows.
Events that I've gone to, like, I'm from Lake County originally, like Lansing Airport always had, little events where you could go and kind of check out people that have never been around them, check out the different airplanes and.
Well,
learn
we
about
did
them
that quite
and-
a lot, but everything kind of came to a skating halt after COVID.
Yeah.
So
Like we
hopefully
have
you guys did do that.
You used to fly breakfast.
Yeah.
In the 80s and the 90s, the airport was
There's no restaurant
very
there,
good.
right?
No,
You
Yeah,
get
our-
partial
We used to
under,
go to the
Dave.
restaurant all the time.
Yeah, you
We always
Love
pick
Shannon.
the
Yeah.
whole weekend.
I mean, yeah.
Mr. Smith, you didn't catch this gentleman's name.
this is Lionel Smith,
Just like sweet.
Lionel Smith,
Yeah.
thank you.
When are your board meetings?
third Wednesday of every month, 5 o'clock.
I wrote it down.
We have one next Wednesday.
Texas.
All right. I don't have any other questions.
No, thank
Anybody,
Good,
anybody on the board have any
Thank
questions?
you.
Appreciate it.
thank
All right,
you.
Thank you so much for coming. We really appreciate it.
So,
Thank you.
please, bye.
And you may see some of us at your next meeting.
All right,
Good.
excellent.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
So nobody's here from the school.
You have the ability to bring it up on the screen or anything? No, I don't think I had any questions about that.
I don't, me either. I mean, it's such a formality. There's really nothing we can do but approve it.
Well, I gotta give Norcheds a credit. They always, actually, they keep on going down on
Yeah.
their spending on things and, you know.
It's never been a problem in the past.
they-
Why we have the public hearing open, does anybody have any comment about North Chester school budget for the airport? Anybody here?
No, good.
I think that's everything for the public hearing.
I have one more thing I want to add.
Oh, I knew it was.
Sorry, no, just going back to the planning commission, I also want to make sure that it's called out that we did take other things
I know you did.
out of our budget
I know you
to
did.
try to help with that,
I,
so
I,
we decreased the night meeting stuff by $1,800 per full-time employee. We decreased the office supplies, so I mean.
speaking of the meetings in per diem. I mean. Explain this to me, if this is really what's going on. So. Each board member gets what, $75, $150 a meeting, what is it?
$75.
$75.
Planning,
So-
planning and BZA each gets
So-
$75.
So if you have an executive meeting and you have a planning commission immediately following that, or a BZA, do they get paid 2 times?
I will say, I didn't think so, but we were just
Pretty sure
told
they do.
by
Pretty sure.
somebody that we do.
Separate meetings.
I think the member, if you're on the BZA and the planning commission, you would get paid twice.
Yeah.
Right, but he's
Yeah.
talking
I'm
about
talking about executive session.
I don't know if that's the case, couldn't be.
at the planning commission, when we have the executive session,
Right.
we have an immediately
I
following
think
a
it's only
planning.
like Howard said, yeah.
It's at the last.
Yeah,
Right.
if it's separate, I can see it, but if you have an executive session and you have another meeting following that right away. I wouldn't see why you get paid for 2 meetings.
Yeah, you're right.
I didn't think we would, but we were just told at the last meeting that we do get.
Right, that's what I was
For
thinking.
two
That was
separate
confirmed in our last meeting.
Well, that shouldn't be,
So the people who work in the office are getting paid for being at those meetings too?
no,
Well,
Yeah, I.
right,
I am.
no, she's talking about like the administrator.
no.
And Robbie
Oh,
and,
yes.
or the, whoever you guys hire.
Robbie did not, she never has, because she would just take the hour, she would take the time off, so it was a swap up. There was, prior this year's budget, I had nothing to do with, the 2 full-time employees in that office were getting paid for 19.
But not anymore.
Not anymore. We
So they're
took it
taking
out.
flex time.
Not
like
anymore.
you said.
They didn't take flex
I mean,
time before, but now, yes, that would be the plan.
But to answer your question, Todd, if, we'll have to check, if it's an executive meeting followed by a meeting, we need to stop that.
Yeah, you should get paid 1 time.
Yeah, I agree.
I got no,
If you're there.
I'm just like Gwen, I get paid 75, I said it by virtue of my office on the council, I get paid $75 a meeting. But the other night, we had a 15, well, wound up being 20, but we had a 15-minute executive meeting.
Yeah, and.
I don't expect to be paid $150, $75 for 15 minutes. No, if that, and I don't think Gwen does either. If that's the case, we need to stop
You
that,
need to stop.
to answer your question.
Yeah, Yeah.
So looking at page 22, that's where their per diem is listed for the plan commission. It was 3,800 in 2024. We did up to 7,200 and 7,200, so.
are you raising the amount of per diem for next year?
No, not from 2025, but from 2024, it almost doubled.
Okay,
Yeah, they doubled it, cause I looked at when I was looking at the BZA and the planning. And Mike and I looked at it, I looked back at 2023, 2024, and then we cut it in 2025. So.
no, you raised it in 2020,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
went from 4,800 to 7,200.
72.
I think it went,
Yeah.
I think it went from $50 a meeting to 75, if I remember right.
That was done last year. That was, this year we're getting paid 75.
Yeah, that would have been the 24 to the 25 budget, that would make sense.
And now you're saying the per diem says it's more?
No, it's
No,
same.
7,000.
We were looking at,
It's the same.
we were looking at 24. Cause it went up, cause it went up like
So-
30%.
You
Yeah.
didn't raise that.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Twenty twenty-six, we did not raise that. So,
So. And the thing about the meetings thing, that's not a council thing, that should be a plan commission or somebody, cause if,
yeah, I don't know, you'll have to, I would say that, you know,
I
bring
mean-
it up to Mike maybe.
cause I guess if you're not gonna do that, I guess we can just cut the per diem. And then you guys will figure out, come more for us,
Yeah, I mean, to me, I'm already there, so.
so, okay,
I only had one question.
Go ahead.
We got an email from the solid waste board.
oh. Yeah, but she's not a public hearing though.
Right.
She should have been, I mean, she's.
It's,
But it's part of the budget.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we didn't ask her to come. I'm just saying,
no, she.
should we need to talk about that or not?
Yes, it's part of the county's budget that's on Gateway. It's
Right.
the her Form 3, I'm the one who has to submit it.
Right.
Same with the airport, I'm the one who has to
We-
submit it. So she really, this public hearing is for her to.
We had a meeting, what's today, today's Thursday, we had a meeting Tuesday. And it was a unanimous vote by the board
By the solid waste board. Okay.
to approve the budget
Okay.
as,
All right.
because there's no,
Do you sit on that board?
yeah.
Okay. Bruce, that
There's
means he was
no direct, as everybody knows, there's no direct tax money, but there is indirect tax money by the fee. But this year they're gonna have the same events, but this year we're gonna do where you can actually bring one TV for free instead of the $20 per TV. So, yeah, so,
So here's one thing though, and this is just, I don't know if you others hear this, but I still have a lot of people, we brought this up many times over the years. About either A, getting a discounted garbage service like Hamlet did for their people. Or just a countywide garbage and recycling, but I don't know about the rest of you, but it just goes up and down all the time. It usually goes up. The garbage service,
Hamlet
it's
get it?
$48 in Hamlet. I think mine's like 170 or something. I don't know, it's crazy.
we didn't get a discount.
Yeah, 33 months.
Well, Hamlet didn't get a discount because it's a solid waste district.
There's one
I
that's
mean-
$9 every 3 months for one can.
That might be what mine
That's
is.
usually about.
Yeah, somehow got
It's like-
48.
$48 for like 3 months.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's recycling too.
So the question is can the solid waste board negotiate that on behalf of the county and try to get a county?
It probably, you have to have everybody in it.
You know, people who live in the city limits of Knox, we pay for garbage and recycling on our water bill, and then we
Yeah.
pay for the solid waste as well.
Well, we do too.
Yeah,
In Hamlet too, we get recycling every 2 weeks. I mean, we can talk about it.
Well, I say we all do. I'm not saying include it in the solid waste bill though. I'm saying
No,
you have to, but a negotiated price.
yeah,
Hamlet did that. It's just, it worked out good for Hamlet.
yeah, it's pretty cheap.
Yes.
What are you gonna do like about Bass, in general? You said Bass Lake, it's a very good deal for Bass Lake residents.
For the property owners.
For the property owners,
Use the garbage out there.
Well, maybe they won't want to do it then. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, right. Yeah, I don't think everybody would, they could opt in.
You know, the only thing bad about that, and you know, Dave, you get out English Lake or something, you know, where there's a house every 2 miles. I mean, there's no way anybody's gonna give them the same rate they give like Hamlet or Niles because there's all that volume.
Yeah. just
But
split-
something
split
would
it out,
happen.
man.
All right, anything else?
So once you approve that, you cannot add money to anything, right?
Yeah,
Once we approve this amount, we can move things around,
yeah,
but this amount will be the amount.
but we can take away from somewhere else
Put it somewhere else.
to put it somewhere else. As long as we do not go over that,
Joanne's.
yes.
Oh.
16 million, whatever it was.
I have a question about the recycling that's on the tax bill. Does anybody know anything about that?
Solid waste.
Solid waste,
Recycling.
Yeah, that's solid waste.
It is?
It is,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, well, I thought it said recycling on.
It is
It does,
recycled.
but it is a solid waste. As you know, there used to be 3 different sites, I think, in the county, maybe 4, where everybody would take the recyclables to.
And their couches.
Well, then,
Yes,
yeah, right there,
use motor oil.
yeah, right next to the county highway.
I didn't know that.
There's tons of bins out there.
And no
There's
idea.
still
we
a
had
county
recycling.
recycling, it's
Have
just
to
there
find a
aren't
window
bins
in it.
around.
No, there's 20 bins out
Oh,
there.
It's still the
Oh, I
same
didn't
thing.
I didn't either.
You know?
You don't have
Paper and metals are separate.
Cardboard.
Yes, cardboard, glass,
I
paper.
just plastic.
No,
This and I didn't
you
know.
don't have to pay. That's,
It's on my
the-
tax bill. of
that's
course.
the reason you pay for the solid waste district.
I had no idea,
It's been there for,
but we do have to pay for TV.
It's just
Yes.
nice of the.
because,
So card,
cardboard,
metals and
metals and plastic.
Glass.
I don't know, there's like
did you say
10.
motor oil?
No, that's what they were putting out there.
No,
That's.
we were being snide because when we had the bins throughout the county, people would dump couches, mattresses, motor.
Yeah.
That's why they had to take them away.
Yeah, they ruined it for everybody else.
So most places like O'Reilly's,
They take it, yeah.
they'll take it, co-op will take it.
I know that, but that's why when you said motor oil, I was surprised, that's why I was like,
And then every year, there's the household waste events where you can take all your paint and the oil paint, latex paint. You can put in the garbage.
okay, yeah, I've seen that, I just didn't
And
realize.
so just to let you know, I actually went last year to the recycling center in Elkhart.
You can put stuff there.
Well, I couldn't believe what, no, this is where all the stuff comes to.
Yeah,
And what was going on there? I couldn't believe it. It was utterly
I mean, where
amazing.
they sort it and everything.
Yes.
But yeah, but like,
There's
if you,
robots and.
yeah, but if you wanna buy paint and things like that at a discount, you go to that place and buy it instead of buying it at the store.
It's a long drive though.
No, it's good for there.
Why is it
You need paint in bulk.
We're not utilizing that. Why as a taxpayer are you getting charged for it?
You're expected to utilize.
Yeah,
it.
it's your choice to utilize it or not. I hate to say that, but it's true. And they're open 6 days a week.
Okay, so who's in charge of making that known, like on,
I didn't know anybody didn't know.
Well, it's something that Todd can bring up to the
Yeah,
solid
we
waste
can bring
board,
it up.
Megan, for their marketing, maybe we
I
need to
mean,
have.
we-
Get it more visible on our website.
We put in every year we advertise when we do the household hazardous waste thing. And that's done at the same spot. You can go out there Monday through Friday and it's a half a day Saturday and just drop it off.
For 18 years.
But there is one thing though, that is bad though, is that. If you have animals, which I do, and so I go through an enormous amount of feed bags, we don't recycle those in this county. It would be nice to still look into that too. I forget what they call that, like there's grade 7, like there, whatever, this, whatever.
Those poly bags.
Those poly bags, I mean, and I know that cause I'm this small time, but I know the people that are going through big. Volumes of animals have
Yeah.
massive amounts of those bags.
To Dave's point, that's one thing they brought up were the feed bags, the ones that are meshed and.
Right.
Yeah, she was trying to get a company that would
Yeah,
do it.
this company, I went there and they showed me,
So it's
It's
just the
got
mesh
this on.
ones they don't take?
yeah,
It's like a regular,
it's cardboard.
it's like my regular.
Paper
food
bags.
bag.
Bags.
If it's paper and it has the recyclable seal, it's safe, because if it has certain types of coating on the paper.
Right.
you Can't recycle that
They-
either, so you gotta look at
To
it.
their defense, they take it, but they can't recycle it.
It just ends up in the
It ends up in a landfill. I mean,
Well, she tries to avoid that though, she tries to check it as much as she can to make sure people
yeah,
aren't dropping things that aren't.
I,
Yeah.
in the last,
She doesn't have
there's no plastic bag recycling in Indiana and
Saturday.
people to Walmart.
I think so, I think they're closed one day during the week, Todd,
What?
they didn't know that, they're closed one day during the week?
No,
No, okay,
they're open
Saturday.
Monday through Friday. I think it's 8 to 4,
Okay.
right? And then they're open from 8 to noon on Saturday. Yeah.
Okay.
And there is a way to put a paper in tax bills, the recorder's office did it last year.
it's true.
Yeah,
To tell everyone, hey, this is what this is
what
for, this is where it is, this is what we utilize, this is what we take. And we can put it right in the tax bill every year.
well, we can,
Good idea.
we can do some advertising. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm shocked. I'm really shocked. I mean, honestly.
social media is stronger than paper though.
Yeah.
Right, if there's any more, throw it away or don't even open.
and glass?
I didn't go very time and say, what do I owe?
Do that, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
so,
didn't think-
When I get an excess amount of cardboard and I can't burn because it's too wet out, or there's
Yeah.
broadband, I drive it to one and a half.
there you go. All right, any other business on public hearing? Okay, we have a
Motion
motion,
close.
have motion closed second,
I'll second.
all in favor? Okay, with that being said,
Who
We're-
seconded it? I'm sorry, didn't hear. Yes.
where is the,
Hey,
Where's that,
Okay.
you know what that total
Oh,
amount is,
you
Dave?
secondary?
Can you
Yeah,
make the
I think
motion
we
to approve
both
it?
did.
for that?
I'll
Yeah.
rescind my second. Okay.
What was that? It was 444, what?
Showing the road.
Well, we're moving along. I don't know where it's at. Where the total amount is.
Paper.
No,
It was 16,444 what?
No, this,
No, that's not it.
this is something different.
I gave it to Kay and Howard, there was 16 million something, it's on the second page.
You know, that-
Let me make the
Oh, wait a minute, this was from when we,
What am I making a motion?
I didn't know it was on this
Motion to
paper.
approve the start.
On the second-
Kay got it, Kay's got
Make a motion to approve the $16,414 and what is it, 807, is
it.
that?
No, 807,000. Yeah.
16 million what?
414. Is that right?
Yes.
5,000.
16,414,807 $807.
That's what I
Yeah.
said, yes.
But-
Hold on. When I came, there were some things that were wrong in the big budget with, I think, the surveyor and something else. Did that get reflected in that total?
Total number, I don't think it did that.
That needs to be reflected, whatever changes were made,
It was just the one.
just the one, I just knew there were a couple when I got here.
Surveyor deputy.
Yeah, it's about.
Got changed from what you said.
So we gotta change the full.
Yeah, so it's like $1,500.
Does Kay want to amend her motion?
And let me tell you what the difference is. You know the difference?
Yeah.
You too.
Thank you, Roberta.
How much was it?
So it's another $1,300.
Add
13.
1302.
So it's really, this is kind of school.
Okay, because I did what the council told me to do.
Is that right?
All that.
Told me to fix,
They told me to leave it and they could fix it.
well, they didn't fix it yet, so,
Like leave the bigger amount and then they can fix it.
no, the commissioners told you that.
Yeah.
They
Add-
can go in front of the
You have to
commissioner.
add the.
Right, but then they have to say to do it that way, they didn't tell
Now
me
they
to
can't.
change it. Yes, they
Yeah, we
can.
can.
No,
They
they
still
can't.
be cutting from some.
Let's take it away from somewhere else.
So add
Oh,
1302.
gotcha.
What's the total?
16,432.
It's gonna be the
520.
treasurer.
1632, 525.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I need to amend that motion.
Okay, okay,
Okay, so I make a motion to approve the budget at 16,432,525.
432.
Yeah, how could it go down?
no, it was 404. What
It
happened?
was 444.
It's 400.
I got yeah,
Then why are you asking me if you added it?
well, it's not 16,432, you added on your.
I think you added it as 16,000 instead of 1,600 or whatever it was.
No, I added 1302.
Somebody needs to, I do agree with Leslie on that, somebody needs to check that
There.
thermostat too, where
16?
building is old.
It's the same number. Yeah.
How'd you do?
Oh,
and there goes.
that's right. That's
not saying-
$500 over It's right.
Shane?
Where's it?
Now,
That's right, that's what it's. 16,416,109. It's like what I said last night.
Okay, so I got 32.
Yeah, that's what he gave me.
One dyslexic.
That's wrong.
Yes.
Okay, Todd's dyslexic. All
Alright.
right, I got him in that.
Try again.
Made a motion to approve the budget. Yes, let's see, the amount is 16,416,109.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Alright, let's see.
Motion carried. Do we have a motion? No, any other business with council? Do we have a motion adjourned?
I'll move.
Second? All in favor?
Who's second? I didn't hear.
I think Howard did.
I was gonna call you the other day, because I saw this place, there's gold here that must have been there.
They might send it back.
They wanted to have a home. Whatever. It's on the side of the car, I was assuming that's. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know the result of the inspection, but in the. The buyers didn't find anything. Said they didn't find anything terribly wrong.
Where are you going, babe?
We have to make
And getting out of here.
$1,150 upgrade to the septic. Which is the septic.
So let's discuss those like.
Right. I don't know, let's go. That's at the high end and resealing